Yes, 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 yes.
That's right, that's right.
That clap or is that the sound of your mouth chewing? I see the mouth chewing and I'm hearing. Which one is
chewing
it?
And clapping. Chewing
you're
and
chewing
clapping.
And you're clapping. Good evening, one and all. Welcome to another episode of Caribbean Feedback. My name is Curtis Henry, and I will be your moderator this evening. So we're here today once again to shed a little light, drop a little knowledge, give some information, find out some information on some particular topics.
Shed a little light.
Yeah, I am hoping that our esteemed panelists will shed some light on some things this evening for some of our viewers and for some of us as younger folks in life. We have a couple senior citizens in the house, but somebody myself who is growing younger as the days go by. Hopefully, our healthcare professional, why is Mark shaking his head, can impart some knowledge on us this evening. Good evening, Ms. Forrester. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
How are you? Well, that's it.
Well, you said we have senior citizens. Like, explain that. We have, when you say senior citizens, we have seniors in this panel tonight?
Well, I know we have one for sure. We have one for sure. I don't want to call no names and embarrass anybody, but
why is that?
If you point, I go whistle. Mr. Barnes, good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Yes, I'm a
senior. Before you came on the show, not true?
I was busy today. Very busy.
Well, welcome. That's good. It's good for someone your age to stay busy, keep the bones, keep the joints rotating.
As it is for you, Moses.
Oh, gosh. Why?
Look, we're talking about Moses, this old man. Mr. Archer, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I am very good. I'm splendiferous. I'm fabulous. I'm having some cafu. I'll take a little sip. Shout out to all the folks tonight. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button, those of you that are on YouTube. And nobody talking to us tonight. We have no group. They say there's 4 people. How many people? A couple of people are on. No one said good night yet. What kind of tight crowd we have tonight, man?
So what are you saying? They're in the crowd and they're in the back room and they're staying quiet.
They're probably still in Miami Carnival.
I don't know. Well, we hope at any minute now our resident latecomer will be joining us. She has a habit of just popping in.
Popping in kind of late, yes.
Yeah, popping in late. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just get the show on the road. This way we don't have too much small talk up front. We're gonna get the show on the road and we're gonna get the ball rolling. Hopefully by that time we have a couple of the regular people chiming in and joining us on the show. All right. Run the thing.
That's what's up. Run the thing.
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. BantuKreations can be found on IG and on Facebook as BantuKreations. That's BantuKreations with a K.
Come check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
I'm an artist. Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cutt from Music by Tom Cutt. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethL.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Yes, yes, yes. Good evening, one and all, and welcome back. Now, good night, Caribbean people. Good night, Caribbean people. Good night, Carol Knight. How you doing? How you doing? Dr. Judith, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show.
Hello.
We were patiently, anxiously awaiting your arrival this evening.
Hi, darling.
Hi, sweetheart.
How are you, my dear?
I am lovely, my dear.
And that brings out the beautiful smile. That brings out the beautiful smile.
So now this evening we know we have a scattered crowd here. Sam, you in Delaware. Dr. Judith in Georgia. Mark Chase, you over in Tampa side. Karen, you here in Florida. I'm in Florida. This weekend we celebrated Miami Carnival. The first carnival for the year. And if you know Trinidadian people, you know West Indian people, they come out, they showed off, and a whole lot of people played mass and they put on the costume. I like my carnival. But I'm going to tell you all something. A lot of the people out there who put on them costumes, they had no right putting on some of those things. If you knew that Miami Carnival was happening in October, from way back in February or March, you could have done some preparation. And when I say preparation, I mean more than just paying for your costume. But some people, I had to put it, how could I say? They have no shame. They have absolutely no shame. The people, oh gosh, men and women. And you know, sometimes we as men, Sam and Mark, we put so many restraints and restrictions upon women as to how they should look. And in the meantime, I see some of these men, they're walking by and their titties sweating.
Well, slow down.
They had to lift up their titties to wipe off sweat from coming, and these are men. Men walking around Carnival Day, sweating from under their breasts.
Males, not men.
Wait, hold up. Who are restricting the women? I don't restrict no woman from what she's doing, you know.
I do believe you do in some way, shape, or form in terms of your requirement and how you require them to look. You want a woman with things tight and looking nice, and you know, we a lot of us require that as men, but yet still a lot of our men, we're not taking care of ourselves.
Does it matter if you're a breast man?
I don't know. I have none. But my point, it doesn't look right, and I think it's unfair. Which brings us to our topic this evening. What are you willing to do to get the perfect body? How far would you go to make your body perfect? Now, long before Jane Fonda graced the television screen across America, doing her little yoga and stretch exercise, long before Richard Simmons showed up in his ill-fitting clothes and sappy-looking self, trying to teach other people how to get and stay in shape, and he himself wasn't anywhere close to being in shape. Long before Billy Blanks taught us about his technique called Taibo, there was a man called Jack LaLanne, who is considered the fitness pioneer. Yes, Jack LaLanne lived to the ripe old age of 96. Over the course of his life, he wrote several books teaching us about daily exercise and nutrition. I urge you to look him up. A lot of his information is still vital. And The proof is in the pudding. He lived a healthy, long life. My question is, at which point in time did it become a necessity to have a six-pack? I have a six-pack. It's just that I have a layer of fat covering them.
I have a one-pack.
They're disguised. You know, so you can't see them. They're not for everyone's consumption. But I have a six-pack. It's just covered up.
Somebody told me they have a keg.
Today, the average 20-something-year-old seems to be obsessed with attending the gym. Everyone has this need to exercise and sweat all the time. I personally think it's because of how society deems that one in their 20s and 30s is supposed to look. And somehow if you don't, you're considered less than attractive. But a few entertainers over the course of time have broken the mold and demanded that the world accept them as they are. Heavy D, he dubbed himself as the overweight lover.
That's right.
The girls loved him. Fat Joe, he called himself fat. So what you got to say now? He embraced his size. Big Pun, he gained success despite his size, but at what cost? At age 28, he died from a heart attack. This man stood a mere 5'7" tall and tipped the scales at, here it is, 698.
My God.
High blood pressure, breathing problems, hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. These things plague our community, plague us as a people. So at the end of the day, the decision is in your hands as to what you choose to do where your body is concerned, your overall health. You all know Arnold Schwarzenegger. I read somewhere recently that when Arnold Schwarzenegger was in his prime, someone looked at him and said, I'm not quite sure if I want to look like you, Arnold. And Arnold replied, don't worry, you won't. Because Arnold knew that his why, this person's why wasn't strong enough. He didn't have the strength and determination to continue lifting and exercising to sculpt his body into the masterpiece that this 7 times Mr. Olympia had accomplished. What is your why? How far are you willing to go to achieve it? I've seen entertainers who did a total transformation in order for their careers to take off, like Nicki Minaj.
No.
She didn't have to lose weight. She decided to put on some weight in one particular part of her body. We have Patrice Roberts, a Calypsonian. She did her transformation. She put a little injection here, a little injection there. She did some body dysmorphic thing, get rid of some of the dark complexion. And
is that allegedly or is that real?
That's real. And I wonder if that gave her more confidence as an entertainer, to the point where she now singing better songs, and she's like the top in the Calypso game right now out of Trinidad, the top female. So, panelists, let me ask you all something. Is it possible to revitalize your life once you're over 50? To go back to getting that six-pack and trying for this optimum health? Is it possible once you cross that 50-year threshold?
I think it is, but it's harder to do. Because you're not 25 again where you could just jump up and roll out and walk and jump and fly and dive and dart and flip and all kind of thing. Nobody trying to do them thing right now. So it's either you go on the treadmill and walk for 6 miles, or you just starve yourself.
I see Mark shaking his head like, I don't care. What are you really saying?
You're going to need somebody to hand it soon enough.
You can, when you're 25, usually around that age, you pick out the bad habits you particularly like. Okay? And you go with them. You keep going. And at 50, you say, Oh, wait. That's not a pectoral muscle. That's a breast. And my six pack is now a barrel. And now you want to jump and do something about it immediately. And I think men and women fall into that category. My God, I have to do something about this now. If it took 25 years to happen, it's going to at least take 10 to undo. You have to put yourself into it if you want to undo it. Now, there are ways. You mentioned Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you look at a picture of him at 16, he looked like the thing that used to come in the bazooka bubble gum, where the guy runs by and kicks sand on his little scrawny behind. But he took the short way. It's called steroids. Then he worked out. There are women who get breast.
Is that alleged?
I'm sorry?
Is that alleged? Schwarzenegger steroids?
It was proved. Everybody in that era used them. Everybody who played football, even in my era playing football, steroids were given out at training tables. You know, and I knew what they were. I stayed away from them. If you spend 25 years with all of your habits, you know, and it could be silly habits. Oh, I think I'm gonna have a little more rice and peas, and let me get a couple of them plantains over there. Oh, and they got sweet tea there. You're doing that for 25 years. It's going to take time and effort to undo. So you can do it. The question is, at 50, are you going to spend the time and the effort to do it?
And that's why the quick fix is so attractive to so many people.
Curry chicken?
The pills and the powders, you know, and the colonic cleansers and, you know, the trimmers and the waist trimmers and bodysuits and, you know, the newest guru and the newest thing that they found in the Amazon rainforest. That's a miracle drug. That's why those things are so appealing, because people like quick fixes. They don't like to do the work, and the work is hard. So you have to dedicate yourself to it.
Mm-hmm. But has any one of you ever tried any of these products that you talk about, Karin? Anyone here on the panel ever tried any of these weight loss?
I tried
any of these products.
I tried a product when I was in my early 20s, and purely vanity, really, because the weight issue wasn't that major then. But I tried a product that was being advertised on infomercials like every single night. It was very popular for a good while. And then at the time, I just entered nursing. And I thought, let me just see how it works. There were pills, capsules, horse pills, I would call them. And when I realized within like a week to two that they were straining my kidneys, I mean, your body has to get rid of it somehow. It's either going to be the kidneys or the liver or both. So you have to figure out, which one am I willing to lose? Let me see, you know, which one am I willing to damage? So I really found myself urinating so often that I got scared. About 2.5 weeks in, I just was like, 2.5 weeks. I'm not quite sure. It's been so long. I just said, okay, that's it, because I'm not going on dialysis, being hooked up to a machine 3 times a week, which is a realistic thing. Because we're not just talking about straining one kidney. If you're lucky enough that it would just be one, but highly unlikely. You know, so I got really scared with that. I put that down quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yes, Mr. Sam.
So I think that, you know, when you are going to do something what are you willing to do? Like, I think when you get to our age, there has to be a reason. So, for example, let's say Mark wanted to date Dr. Judith, right? And Mark feel that he have maybe 20 pounds he want to lose. He has a reason now. Because he say, you know what, if I could lose this 20 pounds, I could give Dr. Judith a call.
That's the why. That's the why I was talking about.
The why.
Yeah.
Now, everybody on the panel is obviously single, right? But if he was married, would there be a reason to say go in and lose some weight?
Yes, better health.
Yes,
Absolutely
yeah,
is the more better health, and that is my focus. Absolutely.
I like
Yeah,
that.
maybe.
That is a very optimistic reply, but okay, I'll go with it.
No, it's not. And I'm not being cliche here. I'm being serious. My health is most important to me. Physical, emotional, everything like that. And to stay mobile, to stay flexible is very important to me. I take care of my skin. I want to take care of the internal as well as the external. Even better.
You take care of your skin, you say?
Yes, I do, sir.
All right, now. Okay, good.
No, it's really important and to maintain good balance. Good balance, you know.
I agree with you.
The outside.
But maybe you might be married, Sam, and still want to date Dr. Judith. So why you?
But men don't usually do it for their peers. They usually do it for that person who's 20 or 30 years their junior. Let's get real with that. Oh, stop it.
No, it comes clear. No, it comes clear to me.
Okay.
I agree.
It's clear.
I do the things that I do for my health.
Me too.
I am absolutely frightened of being in my late 70s and 80s and shaky on my feet, don't have good balance. Takes me 10 minutes to walk across the room. I'm afraid of that. So I get up every morning. I go out. I don't take a walk. I take a run.
Or being dependent on a wheelchair or another human being to move around.
Gosh,
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
That's frightening to me. That's frightening.
Right there with you. Right there
Okay,
with you.
so Mark, your why is you don't want to reach to a certain point, so you get up and you go and you run.
Lift my weights, do my calisthenics, and start my day.
You guys remember the Bill Cosby episode where Claire wanted to go out? I think it was an anniversary or something, and she needed to fit in a certain dress. And
I don't remember.
She went to the gym, and there was an instructor there that took her to the river. You all remember that episode?
No.
No, I don't.
Tell us about it.
There was a reason that she wanted to lose a few pounds so she could fit into this particular dress.
Yeah, that's the why.
So we have a why. So now it looks like we need a why to really get up early in the morning and do what we're doing. So either it's a fear of something, or it's for health, or you want to make a phone call and you don't want to have too much pounds when you make that phone call. So I guess that is it there. And while we're doing that, we want to encourage people to like the page, like the YouTube page, like the Facebook page. Please subscribe and all that good stuff.
For me, my why, was simply for me to look better with my clothes off. Do I need more than that?
What you went? You putting on the clothes to do what?
Wait till I'm putting off clothes. I say when I take it off.
Oh, you want when you take it off?
Yeah, that was my why. To look better with my clothes off.
Okay.
Because I tell you all, I don't know if I told you all this story before. One day I was asleep. Somebody knocked on my door. Very tired, and I got up, walking towards the door. Out my Karin always get me on that word. Out my peripheral, I saw somebody in my house. There was a strange man in my house. And I rushed over to the closet, grabbed my gun, run back in the bedroom, and I'm looking, I can't see him. I run outside. No, I ain't hear the door closed. I'm looking everywhere in the living room, under the couch. Nowhere, I can't find the man. I went back in the bedroom and I retraced my steps. And when I passed back, I realized what I saw out the corner of my eye was my own reflection in the mirror. I did not recognize the man I saw.
Wow.
In the mirror. He had one massive belly in front of him, looking very tired and haggard and destitute. And I said to myself, wait a minute, is this how I look for real? Could somebody tell me that I needed to pull myself together? And I say, you know what? This has to go. It has to go. And I came on here.
50 or after 50?
This is after 50.
Okay.
Some people just tend to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I don't care. But I was not at all pleased with the man in the mirror. And Michael Jackson said, if you want to change the world, start with the man in the mirror. So I had to start with that man in the mirror. Even though I come here and I talk about it, I bare my soul. And then people like Mark continuously talk about me. He can't unsee what he saw. And he finds it's deplorable. And I should never show anybody how I look in that condition. And I look like a pregnant pencil and all kind of talk.
Yes, sir.
But I don't care. I do it for me because I want to look better for you all. Right, Karen? Right, Judith?
Where you need validation if you know say it's for you.
No, I didn't say for me. I didn't say for me.
Why? That is the why. You see, he had a
better with my clothes off. What is your why, Judith?
When you take your clothes off now, is that for you to admire yourself, sir?
You see you, Sam? Judith, what's your why?
My why? It's like everybody else why.
What?
No, seriously, health, and to continue to look attractive. And when I take my clothes off, I don't want things falling and going to different places. You know, they fall down and go that way. So listen, I actually massage my upper area. I massage it.
You massage your shoulders?
Yeah, man, that too.
Oh, okay. I was a little slow, but I think I.
Judith,
massage.
There's no wet socks going on. No wet socks.
Wet socks? What's that?
Yeah. You ever see a wet socks hanging on the line? Oh, they look.
No, Lord help us.
But let me understand this. Like, so Dr. Judith, if there was a wet t-shirt contest, would you enter a wet t-shirt contest?
I wouldn't enter any kind of contest like that, period. But I will tell you this, that if I had on a wet t-shirt, you would not see something drop into my knee.
Okay, so the massaging helps.
Because they haven't been used in a long time. So I have to keep up the market value, you know. So, seriously, my health and attractiveness, and like Mark said, I really, and I hope it's not vanity. It's just I'm very afraid of living a life where I have to depend on somebody to take me around and help me to walk and those things. And I don't think for me at this stage is vanity. It's just I would rather
There's
not.
nothing wrong with wanting to be independent as long as
I can.
Possible.
Yeah. So for that, and I think also before I turned 50, I was working out. I've been working out for over 20 something years. And it helps me mentally. Right before I came out, I did about 15 minutes. I prefer to do 15 minutes than none at all.
15 minutes of what?
Exercise.
Okay.
Exercise. So, but like I said, for attractiveness, for health, I take what do you call it? Blood pressure medication. It has a diuretic in there. So that causes me to use the bathroom more frequently. And I drink a lot of water. So I have to use the bathroom quite a bit. But I say all of that to say, I can't decide how long I will live, but to some degree I can decide how I live.
No, that's right.
That's
right. That's right.
And I want to exercise
and the church says amen.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I completed 50 sit-ups yesterday. Nobody, no congratulations for that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. I thought you were gonna say.
But I needed the congratulations. I completed 50 sit-ups yesterday.
Okay, and how many leg
I mean, I started last Wednesday, but I completed.
And that's
I completed the 50.
Why do you need the validation? And that's the whole essence of what we're talking about. Why do you need validation? To know that you are worthy, to know that you have value. Why do you need external validation?
It's not validation, but congratulate me on my efforts. The brother trying here, man.
External validation.
The brother trying here,
Curtis, I give you a patty. I give you a patty, okay, for all the effort you put out. Even though it took you 7 days to do it, the 50%.
A patty? You left an N out of that word. What?
Patty.
Oh, I thought you dropped the N. Sorry.
So going back to the carnival, right? You think the people was looking weird because of the fact that they were home a lot and there was no fits happening around the country? So we could say things were BC and DC, BC before COVID.
Before COVID.
And DC during COVID.
Before COVID.
No, some of what I saw, that was happening way before COVID.
Pre-COVID.
I don't think COVID alone could have put on some of what I saw yesterday on the street.
These.
And you're talking about people. No. Mind you, I'm not doing any kind of body shaming here. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm talking about the courage of these people, despite what they look like, to come out in a set of thongs for carnival. And some of them have no business wearing a thong inside or outside.
That's not bravery. That's not courage. That's
what
wickedness. They want to blind
something else. That was something else.
Blind you.
Now, I also want to say something. There's some people that look good when they're fat. And when they go to play mass, it just look, you know what? This person need to be fat. Because especially when the music, but I'm just saying some people just look good fat.
I'm talking morbidly obese.
Yeah.
I
saw a shot from the what do you call it, the carnival. I saw it on Facebook, and I am sorry. I'm sorry. In Georgia, they said in Georgia, some of the most obese people are in Georgia. Thank God I'm not one of them. But I think at some point you have to be kind. It sounds crazy to say, but I also think when I die, I would hate for somebody to hurt their back lifting me up. People are 600 pounds. I mean, people are weighing 700 pounds. And people tell you, this woman named Lizzo, is that her name?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't care if she's fat. That's not my business. But what I'm saying is that why do you need me to accept that you're fat? Go on and be fat. Because if you're fat and healthy, that's your business, if you're fat and healthy. But if you're fat and unhealthy, you're a problem to yourself and to other people. And that's the other thing that bothers me. That we don't other people.
I'm going to invoke the words of Winston Churchill here. When he was arguing with his cousin, the Queen, about what should be done in post-war Britain. And he gave his opinion, and she said to him, "You are a fat, disgusting drunk." And he took a sip of his scotch and looked at her and said, "You're right. I can lose weight, but you can never lose ugly."
Mm-mm.
That's the way you have to think about yourself. You always have an opportunity to change your situation.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
My problem doesn't lie with the adults who make certain choices for themselves. My problem lies with when they make choices for the children, poor choices.
Yes.
Because a lot of them, as you said before, Sam, if you've been practicing something for 20, 30, 40 years, you may not have a grasp or have a real good understanding of why you do what you do, and to try to turn, you don't know how to really turn it around, nutrition wise. But when you're feeding your children what you are eating, you know, the beef jerky and the super hot chips and the sodas and the little juices, which is just colorant and sugar, or the Gatorade, with their high potassium content. Gatorade was made for athletes, professional athletes, to supplement, to replace electrolytes that they're losing while they're doing whatever sport they're doing. Now, little kids, 8, 9 years old, are drinking 2 to 3 bottles of Gatorade per day. You do that over time, we're looking at kidney issues, toxins.
But something, Karin, that is something. My son brought me some crab legs. Went to this restaurant Saturday, and I had it on Sunday. And I don't mind eating something like that every once in a while. I like things like that every once in a while, which could mean once in 5 years, because it's not something that I go looking for. It's not something that I, whatever. And as I was eating it, I said to myself, this is what's killing the world. Our folks especially.
Cholesterol.
Mm-hmm. And
very high in cholesterol.
We yam it like it don't
shrimp
thing.
Can I tell you something? Those little restaurants, I don't know if Red Lobster is still around. Is it?
Yeah.
Red Lobster is still around?
Uh-huh.
When Red Lobster set you up with the shrimp bowl or the combo or whatever. You're like, damn, yo. Haven't you eaten a meal for the whole day?
And the butter. And the butter.
Oh, and they always have to get a refill of this just because it's free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't know if you all remember, there was a guy, I believe, the association, Rimes.
Yeah.
15-year-old kid. This guy ate McDonald's almost every day since he was about 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Blew up to about 400 pounds, and he was just about 5'6". This guy would order Big Mac, fries, ice cream, shake, and supersize everything, and then had the audacity to turn around and sue McDonald's and say how they made him fat. Because somehow, what they're trying to say is that the core thing of the case is that that McDonald's didn't provide the correct information or the necessary information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about the health risk associated with eating their food. But at some point in time,
that's why they have it now next to on the menu.
But my point is, you didn't eat this for 10 years and then wake up one day like what the guy named Eddie Murphy movie,
the doctor,
Nutty
Professor. You didn't wake up one day like Nutty Professor where you just and swell up. Yeah, you had to see the changes coming.
No,
so how then could you turn around and sue the company and say, well, they made you fat?
They don't see the changes. The changes tend to be a little subtle initially, and then people adjust. Oh gosh, why is my pants so tight? Maybe it shrank in the dryer.
Let me start wearing elastic. Let me tell you, when you wear things with elastic, is the worst you could do to yourself. To wear
because it keeps on moving with you. Horrible thing. Horrible.
I don't wear anything with elastic in the waist because I must know when I am tipping over. And when I feel it getting, and that's the other thing. There has to be something in our psyche, something in our training, something in the way we're brought up that says, okay, you're going a little too far now. And but it's missing because no pride.
You're surrounded by family, and if you want to call them friends, because to me, friends don't lie. To you, friends don't lie.
Friends not supposed to lie. Friends are not supposed to lie to you.
They don't lie. I can't.
Sometimes with some of these women I see, I think their friends lie to them. How I look good? You look good, child. No, she doesn't. You need to tell her the truth. Make her take off what she put on and go outside looking properly. But I think something will happen with you women. And I say with you women, Now, men generally grade women, on a scale, let me say to 10, right? And women don't ever go out where they have 2 10s in a group because they don't want to compete with one another.
Right.
So they make sure the 10, and then there's an 8 and like a 6. Right? So once she feels superior to her other 2 friends, she don't want to hang with another 10 because that's competition. So of course,
get rid of the numbers.
If that 10 even have somebody who's a 9 and she put on something, they go say, yeah, you look good, girl, because they're not looking for that competition. And I think a lot of you women lie to each other in terms of how your friend look and some of the things that they put on to go outside. I look at them and I said, no, you all real. Sherry Ann said it. Real friends don't lie to each other.
Friends do not lie.
They're not supposed to lie, but a lot of them maybe they're not real friends. Right.
I think there's more to it than this. Have any of you been to like a local store or a bodega recently?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
What do you find in there?
Thank you. Beef jerky, chips, everything has high salt or high sugar, so to get you to purchase those things.
Because it's cheap.
Pure sugar.
Do you remember a time in New York you could go to a bodega, they had, it might not be a whole lot of meat, but it would be, chicken wing or some, vegetables would be in a yuca or, yam.
Guts. That is absolutely true, and something that I really wanted to touch on as well. We're talking when we're talking about the population that's most affected by high blood pressure, hypertension, diabetes. We're looking in this country, especially, the numbers are changing, but we're looking mostly at African Americans. Okay,
yes.
in my area in Florida, when I first moved to Florida, I'm thinking people are exercising and all of that, but in this area where I am right now, whether they're 20 or 50. They are morbidly obese. There has to be a better word than that. More, to really give someone the image.
Tell the truth.
Obese, and a large percentage of the men that I see that are over 50, because of my nursing history, have had a stroke or are going to have a stroke. The neighborhoods that have the high population of African Americans with the little bodegas, if you want to call them, they don't call them that. The corner store is what they refer to, refer to them as. They don't have anything really healthy. There are a few of them that are breaking that cycle. But when they check the demographics across the US, those little corner stores with the high population of Black neighborhoods, you can't even buy a fresh fruit if your life depended on it. It's changing, but there are a lot of areas where that is still true. But you can get some sugary juice or some sugar and water. You can get the beef jerkies and every chip and every flavor you can possibly think of.
And the pig skin.
And the pig skin.
That's what I like.
Dried, deep fried and battered twice. I don't know what the hell that thing is.
Poison.
You can get all of that in droves. But you can't get a banana and orange and some apples and stuff in those stores. And that has led to this problem.
But you know what?
You ever wonder why a burger costs 99 cents and a salad costs $8.95? Huh?
They're trying to kill you.
The unhealthy stuff, they made it cheap. The good stuff, there's a high price. Why am I paying $8.95 for a salad? But $1 for a cheeseburger, and you go there and you get that up and you say, yeah. But let me ask you something. Why is it a common thing for us as Homo sapiens to see an increase? I say Homo sapiens.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I skipped for a moment. Sorry.
To see an increase in belly fat as we get older? Or is it because somehow we just get lazy and cut back on exercise?
It's a stress. It's a stress response. It's not just about the aging process. We get more stressed as we get older. You have to think about, the children getting through college, or your retirement plan, and your house. Is it all paid for so that everybody can be secure? There's so many stressors. That's what leads to all this weight gain in certain areas of the body, like the abdomen.
But you're saying we don't. But it's so. So what do you have to say about young men who have this excess belly fat in their late 20s and 30s?
And eat too much, and then drink too much beer, and beer turns into fat. Any alcoholic intake of more than one or two, little drinks, they're drinking at 40. A lot of these guys, or a 6-pack, or 2 6-packs with their friends, and all of that goes to that stomach. All of it.
Well, there is also some of the statistics are skewed. Both me and my brother, we were in high school at the time. This is in the 70s. And we were considered obese. Neither one of us had an ounce of fat on us. Our BMI was under 19. But they considered us. The school, the school charts said that we should weigh no more than 175 pounds.
That American Dietetic Association has had to be changed so many times. Give me a break. You can't use one ruler and measure all the population.
Still says the same thing. And yes, we didn't have a 6-pack, we had an 8-pack.
But you see, I just used the word Homo sapiens. That's those of us who grow our foods, grow crops and whatnot to eat. Mark, however, does not belong to that classification. Mark is on the Neanderthal side. He likes to hunt for food.
I like meat.
And he's not a Homo sapien. Mark is Neanderthal.
He's a meatarian. But I wanted to also add this to the table because Karin was talking about stress. So some people could, respond. Some people gain weight and some people lose weight, right? And with the stress. Mm-hmm. But there's also another thing to consider. The lining of the stomach when you're a teenager to when you hit your 40s, 50s. Sometimes you have a lining that is building in the large intestines, and you may need a colonic as well.
We're looking at different areas, so the stomach is separate from the large intestine.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about the large intestines.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. But the whole idea was you have a lining, and the lining there's a buildup, and that can also protrude, make it look like the tummy kind of.
And also what changes with aging in the intestines, the bacterial flora changes based on diet, based on stress, based on elimination pattern. You've heard people talk about, I remember one person that, I don't go to the bathroom more than 2 times a week. What?
What?
Do you have any idea how much toxin is being built up in your GI tract?
Lord have mercy.
But it's pending so many things working together efficiently. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one thing, but the bacterial flora, the healthy flora, gets all twisted up when you introduce the wrong things.
But Karin, Sam brought up the intestine and the stomach lining, but tell us about the different types of belly fat that you don't really see, like the intramuscular and visceral. There's another type, the some kind of body, subcute, something else.
That's just below the level of the skin, subcutaneous.
Yeah, but talk about that. That's not the other stuff that Sam was talking about.
We're just talking about layers, layers of fat. You're looking at the 9-month pregnant beer belly versus the little pooch that maybe somebody has, post-pregnancy, or, somebody in their 30s, 40s starting to gain a little weight there, after multiple pregnancies or something like that. That's very different than that pregnant look to it from years of overeating, years of abusing different types of alcohol. The alcohol has to go somewhere. Yes, it's, the liver helps you out, the kidney helps you out, but you keep on putting that stuff in, it all turns into layers of fat, and it's really expansive fat, layers.
Let's be fair and say that there are some people who are very, very overweight and in very, very good shape.
Sure.
And, they have their heart
That's
function.
genetics to a large extent. That's pre-genetic
it is.
predisposition. That's genetics. That's not just, some people, like people from, say, the Samoa, these people from the Samoan Islands or whatever, Hawaiians and so forth. They are naturally bustier, more robust bodies, and they eat very well. Maybe not the pork part, but they eat very well. Lots of fruits, lots of veg. They love their pork. I can't take that, but they generally have a good diet. But they normally.
Now, Diane Roxanne said it's interesting, and not until she came to the US she knew that people were snacking so much as they do, because growing up we didn't snack. Most times we didn't have 3 meals a day. We were outside all day playing. We eat fruits, whatever we could find. There was a mango tree up here. There's a tamarind tree over there. You walk way up the road, you find some tonka bean. So we outside and we ate fruits. We ate healthy stuff.
And
we didn't have money. And you're moving. We didn't have money to keep going to the store and buying all of these stuff. Right now, everything seems to come packaged. Everything is in a bag.
And can last on the shelf for 25 to 50 years.
Yeah. That's part of the other thing. I don't know if you all saw this other thing, experiment, where someone took a McDonald's burger and some fries and put it away, and I can't remember exactly how many years later it was still sitting there, looking at you like a man, like, oh, you're back. What's up?
The Twinkie can outlive you, right?
Meat's supposed to decay.
The Twinkie can outlive you.
What's that?
Right? Meat.
A Twinkie. Can outlive you.
Oh Lord.
Meat's supposed to decay.
They add,
how could you take a burger and put it down and it just sit there and ants don't even eat it? I always say follow the ants. If you take any food that you consume and drop it on the ground and ants walk over it or walk by and don't eat it, then you shouldn't be consuming it.
But you see, you have to remember why people eat. You have to remember why people eat. And as the young lady said, when we were growing up and stuff, we had what?
The comment.
Carol.
The comment.
What did she say? I didn't see it.
Snacking.
Show it again.
Oh Lord.
Yes, eating all the time.
I am eating pumpkin seeds, roasted. This is good for the prostate.
But I think
should that be next week's topic, Sam? Prostate health. Anyway.
Oh, I thought prostate.
I'm just kidding.
People don't eat it. People eat just because they see it. It's like if you're having a function at the church. What are you bringing? I said, I'm bringing myself. I said, I'm too much. And I was in charge of a group, a ladies group. And I said, oh, what are we going to? I said, listen to me. I did not come here to be a part of bringing food to church. I said, why do you people eat so much? So that's part of the problem, is that we think we should be eating all the time. And that's what, and it's an American problem.
It is.
And we pick up everything we come here and pick it up. And the truth of the matter is that we don't eat because we're hungry. We eat because
it's available.
It's available.
You have to eat to live.
I eat to live. I don't.
But you have to keep living so you can eat again.
Yeah.
Nutritionists in this country teach you to eat 3 to 6 small meals every day, but people have different definitions of what small is. You understand? I'm serious.
Well, you know what? I've been practicing for years now. And when I say 6 small meals, it usually consists of like nuts, healthy, like almonds and stuff like that. And what I do is I eat I would say I eat just about all day.
But the risk,
I don't want to get hungry.
My problem with people who tend to eat too many nuts, and I've seen it in the Asian ASIAN population in New York in the hospitals, was a lot of GI bleed, gastrointestinal bleeding.
Yeah, I don't eat that much, but I do eat.
Yeah, like a small cup, 3 to 4 ounces. Like that.
But Karin, is this from eating nuts, or is this from not chewing your nuts properly?
No, it's the nuts get caught up into little sacs in the GI tract, Like say they live a sort of sedentary lifestyle, meaning they're not very
Right.
active as far as exercise. The GI tract slows down. Everything slows down when you're just deciding, let me just sit back and watch TV for 8 hours or whatever. Go to work, come home, sit down. The little sacs in the GI tract and the little pieces of nuts get caught up in these little sacs.
Once again, like I ask you, is it from the lack of chewing that nut properly, digesting it properly, or is it just nuts on a whole? Because if you take something and make it into the form of a butter, or you blend it and make like a peanut punch or something like that, would it have the same effect on your body?
No, because you're right about it being broken down more. But the average person eating nuts
don't chew the damn food.
They don't chew it as well as they should, because the moment it feels somewhat smooth,
they swallow it. Most of us have a problem. You see them thing here?
Caught up, and
you see them thing here? We don't use them. We don't use them. That's part of the problem.
It's a serious condition, and I've seen it. It used to be so prominent. I'd say back in the early 90s, the amount of Asian patients that I got that had GI bleed, and it was ridiculous. And the family members, in an attempt to support the patient and not deny them certain things, would bring in certain foods. We're like, listen to me. Do not play with me. Do not give this person any food. We have to starve the stomach, let them have some IVs, let the stomach heal. It was a major thing. It was a major thing back then. I don't know about now, but it's always something at the back of my mind.
But something, Karin, what you're saying there about the GI bleed and stuff, I find the other thing that happens is the excessiveness. That I don't eat a lot of nuts. I don't eat a lot. I eat a little bit. Like you said, I mean, maybe a handful of pistachio and almonds. I don't like peanuts. Peanuts tend to give me a headache, so I don't mess with them. But so it's the amount. Even my son, I've had to warn him. I bring in healthy nuts and stuff here, and he'll wipe out a bag in a desk and no.
And thinking that it's healthy.
Yeah, because it's healthy doesn't mean that you should eat all of it at once, because then it becomes excessive and becomes harmful.
What I see down here in Florida, and I've dealt with it personally, the young children being given these new chips made by several major companies, which are fixed with jalapeno or some other pepper. Now, a little bit of that, a little trial size or a little, individual size, once a week or twice a week, I wouldn't fuss about it. But these children are eating these things every single day.
Yeah.
And what I know for a fact is going to happen is that they're going to develop what we call esophageal viruses over time. And then people are not paying attention to that.
Could you break that down? Could you break that terminology down?
Bleeding blood vessels that rupture in the throat, right?
Esophagus.
And it's ridiculous. You try to educate them and say, listen, I'm not trying to deny you the pleasure of enjoying something, but I'm not giving this to you every day. And sometimes they go to school and they swap little snacks and all this nonsense, and you have to try to educate them and say, you're not to eat this every day. Over time, it will affect you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Negative.
They consider that old people talk. That is old people conversation.
I want to refer back to something that Curtis said regarding me. When I'm lean, when I'm running and I'm in shape, I don't eat any starches at all. I don't eat rice. I don't eat bread. I don't eat Irish potato. I don't eat yam. None of it.
That's my weakness.
I eat.
But he has
meat,
an issue.
Fish, green vegetables. That's what I eat. That's it.
Can you add that you have a medical issue that
yes,
goes?
I don't digest complex carbohydrates well at all. And eventually I begin to break out in hives and all kinds of mess. But since COVID, and it's just me and my daughter here, she'll come and, oh, Daddy, you know, I want some rice and peas with coconut milk. And could you fry up some plantains? And okay. And I watch myself just incrementally. And I said, oh, no, it has to stop here. But this is something that everybody suffers from. The question is, do you have the wherewithal and the dedication to stop? To just
do you
stop.
want to save your own
You
life?
talk about I'm a Neanderthal.
Save your own life, basically. It comes down, do you want to save your own life?
Mm-hmm.
Are you important enough to yourself to want to save your own life and physically live the best life you can?
So Curtis, every time you have shark and bait, think about the shark and leave the bait home. Leave it alone. You'll find
that's not gonna happen.
I know it won't. I know.
Just like you and the
that's
equal.
what it
So
takes.
stop it. Stop it.
That's what it takes.
Stop it.
But in all sincerity, everything that you mentioned a minute ago that you do not partake in, that's my weakness, because that's what I consume a lot. The rice, the flour, the stuff. I consume that a lot. And
you?
Oh yes.
Oh, shocked.
Oh yes.
Shocked. I'm afraid of rice.
I want to just throw this. I want to throw this in the pot as we cooking. When you buy your bread, I was just recently reminded I had some bread, and the bread was going on about 3 weeks, and not a fungus, not a mole on the bread. And I said, something wrong with this bread. Something is wrong with this bread. So I stopped by those breads. When I go to the groceries normally have their own bakery and thing. And they bake bread that spoil in like 2-3 days and so on.
Yeah?
That's the bread you want to eat. You don't want to eat the bread that sit there for weeks up until what happens is whatever they use to preserve the bread, it's hard for the body to break it down. And it puts that in the fat compartment.
Trans fats.
So I'm thinking that's a little good nugget just to share as we go, as you all talk. Yeah?
Karen, could you talk on the dough conditioner? I forget the actual name of that product that they put in a lot of bread nowadays.
You seem to have more information on the dough conditioner. You're the one who told me that you don't eat bread that has dough conditioner in it.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name, but that dough conditioner is something.
It's something used to extend to. I think it makes it more stretchable.
It makes it more rubbery when you eat it. It's more rubbery, like bagels. When you bite in it and it just bounces. It's one of the same ingredients they put in rubber slippers. They put it in rubber slippers. It has a rubbery effect. So when like a bagel, you bite the bagel and you just feel it, and it springs back open.
Lord.
Yeah, that dough conditioner. And it's approved by the FDA.
Dough conditioners. Mm-hmm.
It's approved by the FDA for consumption. So the bakeries would look at you and say, well, the FDA said we can use it. So they use it.
A lot of things and then recant in like 10, 20 years.
10, 20 years after, a few
that time they have all
100,000
types of
people.
cancers and wonder like, so who would go ahead and pay these bills?
But let me ask you something. Has anyone here ever had, or do you now have a gym membership?
I've had a gym, and I actually loved it. I
did too.
Not costly, but I loved it.
Let me explain my gym membership right now.
Sustained my regimen.
Let me explain my thing. You know, like when you buy a bike that you're supposed to use to exercise, and you feel when you use it, you're going to lose weight, and it's sitting in a corner, and you're just watching it. That's how my gym membership going right now.
Well, I do believe I've told this story here before. What happened with me, I was very serious about losing the weight, and I joined the gym, took out my credit card because I knew that I had to do this. And they told me, make sure you pass by the gym at least 3 times a week. So I did. And 6-8 months down the road, I realized that I wasn't losing any weight. So I went in and I said to them, you all told me to pass by the gym 3 times a week. I've been doing that and I didn't lose any weight. The guy said, but I haven't seen you here. What days do you come in? I said, no, I didn't come in. I passed by the gym.
Curtis
3 times a week. And that didn't seem to work for me. I didn't realize I had to go in the gym and actually do the work. So right there, I decided to cancel my gym membership.
Bring it full circle. Like, that's what we need to do. We need to do the work. You need to do the exercise. You need to cut back on your fats. You need to get rid of your concentrated sugars. Get rid of the sodas, especially the colored sodas. If you want to drink a little
soda.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna say.
I don't drink soda. I don't drink soda.
Some people are addicted to sodas. You can drink some clear sodas like your 7-Up. I shouldn't really call them. They're clear sodas, but the ones that have colorants in it do strain your kidneys if you're a soda drinker. I've had people tell me I don't drink water. I get my water through soda. What? That is not a
God.
Okay. I think cut back on things that you know darn well. Just the cakes, all those sugary sweets. You've got to cut back on that stuff if you're trying to lose the weight. And it is hard.
All the things that we're talking about here, even like a juice, which can be very good for you, should be 1 small glass a day.
Not
18
ounces. Just because you have a big cup doesn't mean you need to fill it.
This too big.
Listen, you know what? You might as well. If that's filled with juice, you might as well drink a bottle of scotch. You might as well. You're doing the same thing.
No,
you might feel better.
We are not accepting the fact that when you get to certain ages, your metabolism slows down.
Absolutely. Everything.
And you are just a grown-ass adult.
But you can speed it up.
Yes,
but since we're talking juice, let me ask you something. How important is juicing? When I say juice, I mean drinking juice, but juicing fruits and vegetables towards a balanced diet in your regimen. Does anyone here juice at all?
Even that can be overdone.
Right.
Even that can be overdone.
You could overdo juicing?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because basically, every fruit has its own sugar.
Right.
Okay.
Fructose.
So when you right. So when you put several things together and you're getting a large amount as far as variety, but you're getting a large amount of sugar. People who are drinking that every morning, and they're not having 6 to 8 ounces. They're having an entire maybe 16, 18 ounces. Every day, you may work out for 15, 30 minutes, but every single day you're having that, you've just undone everything.
You're telling me my smoothies are working against me?
If you're having excess amounts, absolutely.
No, I make a smoothie, I put mango, strawberry, papaya,
sweet.
All of that together with some almond milk.
The combination is healthy. The amount you have to watch the amount.
Listen, at some time about 4 years ago, I had a container. I had mango. I had mango's almond milk, and I put some. I put some. What do you call it? A creamer. It's called sweet Italian. Let me tell you something. It was delicious.
That's right.
Wait, I had a co-worker that this one guy, she was going to fight me one day because that's what I was giving her in it. When I taste it was and I like it thick and rich. My blood sugar shot up.
Yeah.
Went to the doctor one day, and the doctor said to me, you have to stop, you have to cut down on the rice. He said to me, give me your hand. He said, this is how much rice you should have. And he went like this. I said, I do. It's just that mine is piled high. So that what I am learning, I know what I do that is crazy. So guess what I do? I stay away from the madness because I know if I'm gonna have a mango smoothie, I want it to be rich. I want it to be thick. If I want to have a mango smoothie that I make, I might have that once every 6 months. I cannot have that daily. It will kill me.
Let me say this too. If you're going to have something rich and thick, it would have to be chocolate too. You need to add chocolate into that.
Listen, I just made one tonight, but it's one of those drinks.
It's light. It's lighter.
No, you can have it as a meal. You can
have chocolate is not bad.
This is a disadvantage. This is a disadvantage. Now I told you all about the bread just now. That will spoil in 2 to 3 days. The problem there is when you go for that bread, when you look at the next table, is marble glazed cake, is cheesecake, is cupcake.
That cheesecake is deadly.
Is croissants and chocolate, and so that is a disadvantage. So wear blinders when you go for the bread, so you don't look at the sugary stuff next to it.
You know what I've been eating
the purpose.
You know what I've been eating for the last 6 months? I'm trying to stay away from the eggs, and I hear this one cuss eggs every time. Just about to come on, you cuss egg, and I grew up with eggs. I grew up with eggs, so I don't. Anyway, so what I do in the morning,
aborted chicken fetus.
Huh?
I said aborted chicken fetus. I call it.
Okay, man. Golly, gee whiz. Bang zoom. I have tuna. It's a lemon pepper tuna. I put a little bit of mayonnaise in there, just a little, and black pepper. And I have one slice of toast. It's one of those very thin slices. I get it at this place called Aldi's. And it's that has all these nuts in it and all this stuff. And I have that, and I have this is daily, even when I'm home. And I have a bowl of almond milk with what do you call that cereal?
Cashew.
The one with the raisin in there.
Raisinets.
Raisin bran.
Raisin bran. And a maybe I guess maybe an 8-ounce container with apple cider vinegar and hot water. That's what I have almost every day. And
ounces of apple cider vinegar?
Apple cider vinegar with hot water in it.
Now, how many ounces of apple cider vinegar?
Oh no, maybe at the most 2 tablespoons.
Even 2. I think that's really acidic.
But listen, what the apple cider vinegar does for me, it helps me with my digestive problems because I used to have
a cleanser. It is a beautiful cleanser.
Yeah, so I have to, because I used to have problems with what do you call it, digestive problems. So it's helped me with that. But I have that just about every day. I don't have the stomach issues I used to have. I don't have the problem of like burping, just not digesting properly. So that's what I stick with because it works for me. And I very rarely eat rice anymore. Very rarely do I cook rice.
If you can eat things, and I've said this before, that are in season, part of the problem of what's happened, especially in this country, you can get anything, anytime, at any time of year.
Mm-hmm. Anytime.
So you want mangoes in December, you can get them. If you want them in June, you can get them. You want whenever time you want. If you ate them when they were in season, it would only be a 2-month season, and you wouldn't see it again until next year. Or if you ate strawberries are predominantly grown in the Tampa area. They're harvested in February and March. So you may be able to get them through April. If you ate things when they were in season, you'll likely not have a problem because you're not filling up on the same things over and over.
But Mark, you saying that what I liken that to is doing things in moderation.
In a sense, yes.
Yeah, because I decide There's a cake. It's called Tuxedo. It's chocolate and vanilla cake, and it has chocolate mousse in it and another filling in it. And they sell it at Kroger, and they sell 2 slices for it was $2.50, now it's $3. I enjoy that, and I made a decision some years ago. There's a lot of things that I don't have, that I don't get, that I don't do, and I said it to said it to one of my brothers once. He said, "You know, you're sick." I said, I don't have that wonderful physical activity that a lot of people enjoy. I don't have that, and I haven't had that in a long time. I don't smoke and I don't drink. I think I can have a piece of cake once every 3 months or so. So what I do is I decide that's what, and it's 2 slices, and those 2 slices will last me a week. I purposely let it last me that because I know I don't want to be eating that every week or every, in other words, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, but it's not about, for me, it's not so much about season, it's about choosing. I like it, it tastes good. I don't know how nutritious it is, but I have some pleasure factors that I got to take care of.
Talking about pleasure, anyone here has ever indulged in a slice or 2 or 3 or maybe a whole one of Junior's cheesecake?
Man, what a deadly place.
I never have.
No,
I
I
heard about it.
Wait. Judith say what? Judith say what?
Where did I get it from?
You said you have never what?
I don't remember eating Junior's cheesecake.
You have not lived.
It is
amazing. Wait. You never had Junior's cheesecake, Dr. Judith?
The best cheesecake.
See, I know
you have not lived.
I know there's a lot of things missing.
It is sinfully delicious.
Oh my God!
I'm going to order you.
On the strawberry.
I'm going to order you.
You live in New York?
A Junior's cheesecake.
Junior started selling their cheesecake on QVC some years ago. I almost fell to the floor. I was like, I don't need to know that I can order it online. I don't need to know that. Oh yeah.
You gonna send me one, Mark?
No, you don't.
I will send you.
Hyperglycemic shock. No, you don't need one.
Listen, that means that if I have that, I have to have one piece every few days.
A square.
What is the favorite topping? Hold on, place the order now. Judith, you prefer strawberry or cherry topping? Try the cherry. Yeah, try the cherry. I'm just letting Mark know. Try the cherry topping. And your taste buds will never be the same. You will never be satisfied consuming anyone else's cheesecake.
Listen,
after tasting Junior.
Put a disclaimer. If you have sinus problems with cheese and dairy products,
I know.
Do not try that Junior cheesecake. Your sinuses is going to kill you the next day.
Well, you know what? I have a teapot. What do you call it? Little teapots?
Oh, netty pot.
Teapot, yeah. So after I have it, I'll do
That's a shame.
But let me ask Karin something here. Let me ask Karin something as a healthcare professional. Do we really need to consume these 23 gallons of water daily that these doctors recommend?
Yes,
I think that I would say 3 to 5 8-ounce glasses per day would be fantastic.
What is an 8-ounce glass? Everybody talk about ounces and ounces. What is an 8-ounce glass of water?
All right, so one day, you have what is about 16 ounces a container. It's about 16.
This year?
Yeah. That's about.
If you notice, it don't change size. It I just show you. It don't get smaller. So
I drink 3 of those. The 16.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, but for me, it's very personal because I used to drink between 3 to 5 liters per day when I exercise regularly every day. Mm-hmm. So for me, that was well balanced. But I understand that sometimes people go overboard with it, and it's like we're in a culture where there are over 250 different water manufacturers in this country. That's where that's a
lot of water there. That's a lot of water. Look, I don't come in the screen and see there for a little bit, man. That's a lot of water.
Your recommendations are completely different.
Can you tell Karen that I agree with her, please, Curtis? Karen Knight. Tell her that I agree with her.
What did she say? Put it up.
Dr. Judith, the cake makes up for the lack of that physical thing. Lord have mercy.
I will hold you to that, Miss Knight, and see when I get it. Like I told the doctor, I do eat that much rice. It's just that it's piled up. So we'll see what I do with the cake. Guys, I'm gonna run. I gotta go. So yeah.
Don't bounce a little toe, you know. Don't bounce a little toe.
But I really had one more question, and we do like your 30-second closing.
You did that.
We like your 30-second closing.
From who?
We like your 30-second closing. But I just wanted to interject something as we talk about juice. Remember, we could also juice vegetables and stuff like string bean juice, good for diabetes, hypoglycemia, skin disorders, and weight loss. You have stuff like string bean juice. You have stuff like tomato juice, that good for bladder, liver, skin, kidney, gallbladder disorders, and also weight loss.
Business take too much, man. This eating business take too much.
I gotta tell her, like I said, I gotta tell her all this thing we talking about stressing me, and I'm putting on weight just from the conversation.
Let me close it up. I want to find out. Just let me leave the people then with some advice. We talk about mostly the bad things and the negative stuff, but give us 2 or 3 steps towards good health and longevity. In closing, start with Karin. 2 or 3 steps towards good health and longevity. Let Karin think it. We go come on to Judith, and then you're going to take your 15 minutes to close, and we're going to keep it going from there.
Regular, consistent exercise of 15 to 20 minutes, 4 to 5. Some people say 3 to 5 times. I say 4 to 5 times a week. Give yourself 2 rest days. Water intake more than juice. You can have a little glass of juice, 6 to 8 ounces per day, but this constant need to reach for the orange juice or some other concentrated juice, apple juice, or worse yet, sodas makes no sense. It's just your undoing. And I don't know. I just think that water and exercise is like the main thing, and cutting back on your fats and your fatty meats. You know, I made changes to my diet because just for health, not because of any religious affiliation or because I have a judgment against anything. I'm a trained chef. I love to cook. I love to cook for people. I'll cook anything. And I'm changing my mind a little bit about 1 or 2 things, but food is a beautiful thing, but you must know how to fix it. You must know how much to eat, and stop being, a glut. Just because you can get a supersize amount of something doesn't mean that you should do it, because it's going against you and it's straining, especially your kidneys, and it's certainly straining your liver. And a lot of young children are ending up with diabetes. And when you get diabetes as a child, you end up with being insulin dependent for the most part for the rest of your life. None of that is worth it to me. I saw diabetes in my own family, and I saw the road over there. I decided, let me try that one over there, because I'm not going to be hooked up to a machine and lose my independence, for the rest of my life. So I think you just need to be mindful of content and quality of foods, and learn to, cook your foods. You don't have to stop by the fast food restaurant every time. The parents that depend on fast food for their children, their children look like little porkers, little pork chops walking down the road, whether they're 4 or whether they're 11. And that affects them, especially their sex hormones later on. It affects them negatively. I'm done with that.
Mark Chase, take us home. 2 or 3 gems.
I got to go.
First, okay, Judith. Let Judith take her 20 minutes. Come back to you, Mark.
Blows and skirts.
Listen.
Blows and
a pastor in Florida said some years ago. She didn't follow her own advice, I think. But anyway, she said, she said, my father died and he didn't leave me any money. And he didn't leave me any land. And she said, why would I want his diabetes? Why would I want his hypertension? She said, they say it runs in the family, well, let it run on by me. So about 4 years ago, doctor here told me, your blood sugar was high, and they ordered that horrible medication that I should take it and never told me.
Glucophage?
No, the other one.
Metformin is
Metformin.
Okay.
And so they called me and I said, listen, you obviously don't know me. Do not obviously call me without you telling me. Discuss this with me. I said, what you need to discuss with me is how am I going to manage myself so that I don't need to be on medication. Black folks take medication too much without asking anything, without discussing anything. I have a problem with that. So what I told them is that I will increase my water intake. I'll increase my exercise program. I will start being more careful about the rice and all, which I did. I went from a size 14 to a size 10 within, I don't know, a short period of time, a few months. I took charge of that. One is that, like Mark said it and Karin has said it, I don't want to live as much as is possible dependent on anybody to take care of me physically. I want to be able, no matter how long I live, I want to be able to live a way that I can take care of myself and I'm fairly healthy. Very important to me. And I want to keep looking attractive. I've been working out, like Karin said, I do about 15, 20 minutes 4 times a week. I feel good about it. I like myself. What it does to me, the endorphins from working out, the endorphins, all that stuff makes me feel more hopeful and more positive. I have made the decision. I cannot decide how long I live, but I can decide to some extent how I live. And so I eat anything that I want. I can't remember the last day I had cheesecake. And I love cheesecake. I love chocolate. I go in the store and I look at the chocolate and I cuss it the other day. I say, go ahead, I'm not buying you. Because I know once I start, it's going to be hard to put it down. So a lot of it has to do with discipline. A lot of people talk about they're Christians and stuff. I said, listen, if you say you're a disciple, then you need to have some discipline. Because of my relationship with the Lord, I promise you guys, I've become a very disciplined person with time, with eating, and it makes a difference. And I don't work with sour belly and you feel nausea like I used to at times. So that's it. I decide we can decide. And when the doctor tells you that you have to be on medication, ask her, what's the alternative? Is there something that I can do differently instead of taking this medication? Guys, God bless you all. Catch you.
Okay, Dr. Judith, thank you for your input. Good night.
Night.
Mr. Marches, drop us a couple gems.
Happiness. Do what makes you happy. If you're miserable, you're walking around miserable, you got a miserable job, the person you're with is miserable, you don't like the traffic where you live, you're going to, the stress is going to cause you to go other places. Easiest place is food. Food never dislikes you. It never talks back to you. And it tastes good. So be happy first. Second, as the man said, work your body. Work it. Work it. In whatever way you find appropriate. Might mean walk, it might mean run, might mean lift weights, do calisthenics, however you got to do. Thirdly, as Dr. Judith said, be disciplined. When you decide what it is you're going to do that makes you happy and how you're going to move your body, be disciplined about it. Don't, I'm not feeling it today and I don't know about tomorrow either. My big toe hurts, That's not going to get you anywhere. That's just a waste of your time. Those are the 3.
Thank you so much. Sammy, it's on you.
Yeah. What else is there to say? If you're happy, you have food, you could get up and you could walk and run, and you can use the bathroom, you're in business. That is it. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, man.
All right. I have to admit, drinking juice, guilty as charged. I'm guilty. I agree with Mark, what he just said. Put in the work, stop making excuses. You're all familiar with the cliche, no pain, no gain. Everybody want to try the easy way out. They want to lose weight, but they want to take a pill. They want to drink something. They don't want to do the work. The walking, the bicycle riding, the jogging. All of these other things that are deemed necessary to lose weight. So many other things we can do that we just seem to we walk up and down. So we hop in a taxi to go from here to there. A lot of people stop riding bikes. Simple things like swimming, biking, rowing a boat, walking, like Mark just said. Anything, cardio, aerobic exercises, stretching, calisthenics, whatever it might be. We need to get up and do something, get this body in motion before it stops serving you, before it stops servicing you. Because it's a sad thing to have a sharp mind with so many things that you want to do, and you're living in an unhealthy body where you can't do anything. That's a sad state of affairs to be in. In my quest to acquire a perfect body, I realized that, I already had it. In fact, a girl looked at me recently and she says, "You don't need to lose weight. In my eyes, you look like a god."
Oh,
Buddha.
Yeah.
That wasn't pleasing at all. Thank you all for joining us. Peace and blessings.
Bless.
Hi, I'm Dr. Judith Barnes. I'm an author, a playwright, poet. I'm also a broadcaster by training, and I recently found out about 2 years ago that I can paint paintings, which means I paint sceneries, I paint landscape, I paint animals. I have just discovered, and so that I can do this. And so along with all the other gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, I have paintings, and they are on view and for sale on Etsy and also on Facebook. And if you desire to order any painting or order one of my books, because I'm also an author, please give me a call at 470-564-8267. That's Dr. Judith, and the number again, whether you want to just talk to me or order one of my paintings or one of my books, please feel free to call 470-564-8267. Thank you.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people ask, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chat? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chat. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chat.